I'm banned on live again. As you know, I've been like harassing people to follow my backup page. In the meantime, I did write an essay on why I feel like Nicolandria is healing the world. Now that I'm banned for a few days and like my backup page is not eligible to go live yet, I might as well just say my damn essay. Either like read it and explain and do my makeup at the same time. This is gonna be an interesting ass video for sure. At one point or another, I think every Black person has a moment where they realize the world doesn't see you the way that you see yourself. That's why it's so important to uplift those Black people that are actually doing great shit and making Black people look better as a whole. Those specific Black people that uplift and elevate Blackness and Black greatness. In the world, we're literally conditioned to think that anything that has to do with Blackness is bad. Most people are conditioned, like including Black people, to think that there is something wrong with being Black. There's like a consciousness that is literally going against our every being. Some less guided Black people or misled Black people, they transform that consciousness into a form of self-hatred. They begin to move in ways that are hella anti-Black. Or they're the type to just go along to get along and they don't want no problems. They just want to assimilate into this white society. It's personally why I regard Nicolandria so highly. And I put her on such a high pedestal because I feel like she is authentic in her Blackness in a way that is not intentional, a way that just kind of like oozes out of her. And I don't think she's conscious of how she's empowering people just by standing in her truth of being a Black educated woman. This leads me to believe that she is a light or sign or symbol to other Black people to truly embrace themselves and their Blackness. What's funny or ironic about all of this is the man that's loving her is a white man. And by proxy, this white man is showing all other dark-skinned Black girls who may have felt ugly once upon a time that they are worthy of being loved without expectations, without going through a struggle. And I think that is so important for Black women to witness. Somebody that has no obligation to you, loving you and experiencing you in your full capacity. They say if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. Nicolandria's presence in the media is collectively raising our racial self-esteem, that awareness of being proud of who you are internally and externally. I think it's so funny that is a white man loving her that's kind of adding to that. It's funny, but it's also very important to acknowledge that it's very critical that he's a white man. If Nicolandria and Nick were two white people, two Asian people, two Hispanic people, it would not hit the same. If Nick and Nicolandria were both Black people, people that are not in our community wouldn't necessarily be able to see themselves in their love or their love story. Now, I know that there is a big difference between race, ethnicity, and nationality. However, most basic ignorant ass people feel like race falls under two categories: Black and white, which is why Nicolandria being a Black woman and Nicholas being a white man is so crucial to the overall psychosis or phenomenon that is Nicolandria. The multiracial aspect of their relationship widens the span of inclusion to other people. It widens the range of people that can connect. And also, let's keep in mind, Nick being a white man and people's mental illness and being obsessed with whiteness and having a closeness to white proximity helps people identify with him in that relationship. But then there are people like me who just love and love to see someone that they can identify with, someone that looks similar to them, a dark-skinned Black woman being loved on properly. For those who do not subscribe to white supremacy, why their relationship hits differently with the racial aspect is because I feel unconsciously Black people have an obligation towards one another, whether we realize it or acknowledge it, which is the same reason why when we walk into spaces that are predominantly non-Black spaces, when you see another Black person, you do the head nod. It's like a sense of, we're here, I see you, I acknowledge you. So there's an unconscious loyalty that we have to other Black people, which is also why the Shelly, Ace, and 3D betrayal hit so hard for many of us. Seeing a man that has no obligation to Nicolandria, aka he's a white man on the social totem pole, technically considered the highest of them all. Some could argue that he could have had an easier post-villa transition had he not chose to date the dark-skinned black woman from the villa. Him going out his way to love her properly, to love her the way that I feel like all women deserve to be loved, is something that is hidden differently for someone like me who is not obsessed with his whiteness, who do not give a fuck about his whiteness. I personally feel like I would feel the same if he was any other race. But again, that's because I identify with Nicolandria as a black woman. I want to be clear, I think the relationship would be the same between Nick and Nicolandria regardless of their race, because I personally believe that they are soulmates. So, and I don't think soulmates have a race or even a gender. I think their relationship would be the same regardless of what forms they were in this lifetime. However, for it hitting the collective, I think it's very important that they are different fundamentally. If you didn't watch Love Island, it's kind of easy to chuck their romance off as like some fake reality TV shit, but their union came together in such a intentional universe and God wanting this to happen type of way. The fact that thousands of people felt the same exact way for episode 21, episode 30, like we had a collective experience, people from all different races and backgrounds. Their union literally brought people together. The people that despise them or don't even believe them, which they do believe them, it even brought the haters together to come collectively to try to tear down these people. Now, I'm not saying that's a good thing. That's really evil and wicked. However, the fact that their union is uniting people on several fronts, I think is, in fact, healing the world, because at the end of the day, we just have to come together. To me, the relationship hits for several different reasons, but the main reason that I always come back to is like watching a romance novel in real life. And that's something that you can't quite put your finger on. To end this video, yes, my couple is bringing people together, both people that love them, people that hate them, people that inspire to be like them, and people that don't give a fuck about them. They are inspiring everybody on several different fronts. Maybe it's personal, maybe it's relationship-wise, maybe it's a spiritual journey or educational journey or just like a freedom journey, or Nick just being able to do him unapologetically, Nicolandria being the badass, boss-ass, inspiring-ass bitch that she is. So beautiful. They are, in fact, healing the world, and I hope you ignorant motherfuckers go seek some better help. Have a great day, guys. Thanks for watching my video.